this is the last section, really the 16th notes. And honestly, if you're consistent with like doing those three things, right? Like the visual, the audiation, the kinesthetics. If you're consistent in presenting the material with to your students in that manner, by the time you get to the 16th notes, yes, it's way harder, and there's definitely stuff you have to explain. But if they're consistently doing this stuff the same every time, typically they already get how it works. They get the mechanics of it. It's just a matter of explaining it. Um, I looked up some math on this, like with 16th notes. There's literally like, I want to say like over 40,000 possible single measure rhythms that you could play when you get to 16th notes. So like 40,000 different options. Um, and I'm using that as like more reinforcement on the idea of counting versus downs and ups. Because when you get into the like down, if you're sticking with downs and ups here, and you've got literally over 40,000 possible ways to do downs and ups, it can get hairy. Okay, so 16 notes. Obviously, you're going to explain what 16th notes are. You're going to explain how to count them: 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. The and then like obviously the big thing to get across, and I know like inherently you guys all know this, but I'm just kind of going through this because I've tried to figure out like, well, how do students learn? How are they going to intellectualize this and be able to turn that into something practical? Um, well, one, obviously you're moving your hand twice as fast, right? But the big thing where they get caught up is like your ands are now down strums and your e's and your uhs are kind of filling that space, right? So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So you go all through that, then same process, right? Number one, you're writing it, and first measure of every one of these. So I'm on page 20, what is that? Page 29 now. It's the 16th notes. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Then we're counting it: 1 E and a, 2 E and a. We're doing the audiation. We're doing the kinesthetics by moving the hand. Usually that first measure, 16th notes, again, no problem. The second exercise where you get those eighth notes at the end of that measure on the 4 and, that's where you can kind of watch for, again, cues with the students. Are they hitting 4 and, 2 down strums, or are they going 4 and defaulting to like what they've been doing with eighth notes? If they do that, obviously you want to kind of keep that flow going and make sure instead of going 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4, you want to make sure they're doing the down down. I also tend to kind of give examples, like real world examples. I'll use punk bands, Green Day, I'll show videos and say like, have you ever noticed like the right hand is just like, the right hand's doing this constantly, right? You never see any pro bands going, you know, it's that constant movement. So the message I kind of get across to the kids is, well, yeah, what they're doing is they just know that their right hand is keeping time. Their right hand's constantly doing that. They've kind of trained themselves already to inherently understand the audiation part and then the kinesthetics that works along with it. Okay, let me check my notes here real quick. Oh, yeah. So talked about exercise 1 on that page. Talked about exercise 2. On the next section, So the next page of exercises is page 31. Um, Kind of just like that second page of exercises with eighth notes. The second page of exercises with 16th notes tends to accent those up strums, right? But now we're just in 16th note strumming. So going through that process with like exercise number one, obviously you would write down one E and two E and three E and E So again, missing those down strums, accenting those up strums, going through that audiation process, counting with them, going through the kinesthetic process, moving the right hand while counting, and then ultimately playing. Um, when students get here, I mean, if you guys turn the page and look at like, let's see, page 33, 16th notes, part 3, these are all like pretty hairy rhythms. Um, but they're, I think when I put these together, I drew from actual songs. I don't know what the songs are now. I don't remember. Again, I've been using these rhythms for like almost 20 years. But all of these are legit, like practical applications. So they come from actual songs. Um, I can say that, like, when I first started teaching strumming, if I were to look at a rhythm like this, it would take me a while to kind of figure out, like, how do I count this? How do I like how do I count this? How do I play this? How do I explain it to a student? Um, but over time, after teaching it this way, it's it's become so much like I feel like I've become better at like hearing rhythms and playing rhythms just because I've taught these rhythms. Um, then as kind of a bonus in the end, I just added these to the book like this past year, but I put like other options for more strumming patterns. There's 2 more pages of eighth note strumming and then 2 more pages of 16th note strumming. Again, I tried to draw all of these from actual songs. There's nothing intermediate about these. I think these are all like pretty advanced rhythms, um, but more practice for students if they want them and if they need them. Uh, all right, that's my spiel. Questions related to like any of the teaching stuff or the book or like any things you guys would want or anything?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Cole about like just giving out like the book with like new students or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really good. I think it's just starting off with this stuff and getting right into it is gonna make things easier for them down the road. So yeah.
This is great, John. Yeah, really like it.
Um, Brendan, did I do it right? I mean, you being the drum guy amongst us.
Yeah, it looks good. I know like this is not you didn't come up with this, but the actual symbols for the strumming patterns are confusing.
Oh, you mean the down and up symbols?
Yeah, like you would think like these are the actual like music notations for them, but like the
The
upstream
modern world.
like kind of pointing down.
You know
Yeah.
what's
So it's like
funny is
misleading.
in the I believe in the violin world,
Yep.
they're flipped. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I thought this came from the violin world.
I think it
I
does. I thought it did.
I think they're flipped. Yeah, I didn't come up with the down symbol and the up symbol. Um,
Been that way
yeah,
forever.
but that's how it is with the guitar dorks.
Yeah,
Again, I didn't invent it. Um,
it is. It's funny. Students always, the younger ones especially, they'll bring that up. They'll be like, "Well, wait a minute, it's pointing down."
yeah, yeah. I guess you're right. I always thought tablature was upside down too. Like when I was learning, I always thought like, man, tablature feels upside down. And it wasn't until someone showed me like, oh yeah, well if you take the piece of paper and you look
Yep.
down like that, then everything lines up with your strings. So maybe same deal. I don't know.
I usually tell them that it's just standard notation, and that's I've always said it comes from the violin world.
Well,
I don't know if I'm
what you
right
could
now.
what you could do, I mean, I suppose like um if you did encounter a student who was like, yeah, I don't know, that seems complicated. I don't understand. It seems backwards or upside down. I would go, and honestly, I've never had to do this, not once, but I would go on page 20 where it explains the down and up strumming. Um, in that second paragraph, it shows down strum, up strum, just like write a down arrow next to the like the down strum symbol and an up arrow next to the up strum symbol as a reminder. I don't know.
Yeah.
Reed, what about you? Since you're kind of like the ultimate noob here, I want to hear like because I just blasted you with a ton of information that you probably haven't even had to use yet.
Yeah, yeah, I really like the book and everything, and I think it's a really good idea having like a strumming book and a guide to help us teach the students.
Good answer, Reed. Okay.
Every
Um, anyone else? Anything? I mean, I don't have anything else to kind of go over with this, but like obviously if you guys have other thoughts or suggestions, I'm all for it to improve it or make it better for our purposes or for anyone.
I got to be honest, man. It really covers a lot of what I've been doing forever too. The rhythm is the most important thing, the most important element, and I like this three-step approach. Um, I think that's I mean that's what I've been doing, but I haven't really been able to kind of like verbalize it, like that. And I think it's a
Yeah.
great idea. Yeah,
Well, I hadn't either, like I said, I'd been teaching it this way forever just because
yeah,
that's how I taught it. And it's
yeah,
literally in the last couple of years where I realized like, oh, those
yeah,
are kind of hitting different learning styles.
yeah,
And that's sort of why it works. And I just kind of stumbled into it. But I think
yeah,
having the terminology to basically understand, oh, this is the visual aspect when you're working with students, if you're like, oh, they're picking up on the visual, right?
yep,
So you can default to, or they're picking up on like the kinesthetic aspect or
yep,
whatever it is, you can sort of lean into that, still do the others because what it'll do is it'll reinforce. And as they learn and their learning styles shift and change, well, then you've got other options too, right? Like maybe someone gets it on the visual aspect when we're talking about quarter notes, but then when we get to like eighth notes, the visual is
yeah,
not working for them. We still have the like the
yeah. I think that's
kinesthetic
great.
or the audiation or whatever they need, you know?
It's good to have words, like words to each step. That's kind of what has been missing, as I'm trying to communicate these different styles of learning. Um, I just think it's really helpful.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks. I appreciate, you guys taking time for this. Um, and anyone who wants to use them, I'll make sure that we've got plenty of them available for the students. Um, and again, I'll just have to figure out what our process is to just make sure that